Hey, it's Tracy from Between CAD Classes, and I am back with another video about AutoCAD dynamic blocks. This time we're going to take a look at the stretch action, but specifically, we're going to take a look at how we can stretch from the midpoint and stretch both directions at the same time. Let's take a look at these examples and you'll see what I mean. Here I have a couple of wide flange beams, and if I select this one, you can see I've already got some stretch grips on it. And if I click one of them, you can see that it stretches symmetrically. So it stretches from the midpoint instead of just stretching one side or the other. And furthermore, I can take the same block and I can limit the way that it stretches. So here I've got the same block, but a predefined set of values that I can stretch to. So let's take a look at how we can do this. If you would like to do this right alongside with me, take a look at the description for this video where you will find a link to this particular CAD file. So again, you can try this right alongside me. I'm going to go ahead and switch to my blank one here. And here you can see that I've got all the geometry. I haven't even made a block yet. So that's going to be my first step. My favorite shortcut to do this is B for block. You can also come up and select create block. I'm going to give it a name. So I'm just going to call this W beam for my wide flange beam. I'm going to pick a base point. Let's say the top midpoint of this beam. And then I'll select my objects. So I'll choose select objects and then window around everything to select it. Press enter and then I'll click OK to create my block. Now I want to go in and add the ability to stretch. So I'm going to double click on this block to get into my block editor. I'll click OK. Next I want to add in a linear parameter. So it's the linear parameter that's going to be modified as this is stretching out. So I'll switch to my parameters tab here on my authoring palettes. If for some reason this palette is not open, look for your authoring palettes button up top to open this. Then I will select my linear parameter and I'm just going to create a linear parameter across the top of this beam. Now keep in mind, I'm using a wide flange beam. Hopefully you can think about the type of work that you do and maybe how you can apply this to your situation. So next, I'm going to add a stretch action. So I'll select my actions tab, and what's going to happen here is I'm going to add two stretch actions, one to the left side and one to the right side. So I'll begin with the stretch action. As usual, the command lines ask me to select a parameter. So I'll select the one parameter I have, distance 1. Then I need to tell it if I want to associate it with the left or the right side. You can see that red X there. I'm going to start with the right side. So I'll click over here on the right side. Then I need to create two crossing selections, one to specify my stretch frame and two to specify the actual objects that will be stretched. Remember that when you're using the stretch command, you want to work from the right to the left to make a crossing. So I'm just going to start up here in space and then I'll click a second point down below. So that way I'm crossing these four horizontal lines. Those are the four lines that will actually stretch out. Next, I'll create the same crossing to select the objects. So very similar crossing here. Once again, crossing those four lines. Then I'll go ahead and press enter. And then I'll test this out. So I'll select my test block. I'll select my block and you can see that I now have the grip here on the right side to stretch this out. Well, I'll close my test block and let's do the same thing for the left side. So once again on my actions tab, I will select stretch. Then I will select my distance parameter. Then I will click on this left endpoint where that red X is. Next, I'll create two crossings. So once again, I've got to go from right to left. So I'll click above like so, and then down and to the left so that once again, it's crossing these four horizontal lines. Those are the four lines that will actually stretch. Then I'll create the same crossing a second time to specify the objects. Then I'll go ahead and press enter and test my block again. So I'll go to test block. You can see that I can now stretch the right side out and I can stretch the left side out. But as I said from the top, what I want to do is I want to stretch this symmetrically. If I stretch one side, I want the other side to go with it. How do we do that? So let's close the test block and then let's open up our properties dialog box. I usually like typing CH for change or PR for properties, and that will bring up your properties dialog box. I'm going to select my distance 1 parameter and then scroll down to the bottom of the properties dialog box. And here's where the magic happens. In this miscellaneous section where it says base location start point, we're going to click in there and we're going to change that to midpoint. That's all we have to do. I could test it, or I could go ahead and close my block editor. Just for fun, I'll close my block editor and save my changes and see how it looks out here. So now you can see that if I grab one of these grips, the W beam now stretches symmetrically. Now, obviously, I can't create beams of any size. I'm going to have some predefined sizes that I want to stick to. So I'm going to go back in and add that as an option. I'm going to double click on my beam again to get back in my block editor and click OK. Then I'll select my parameter. And then down in the properties, I'm looking for my distance type. I'm going to set this to an increment. Then I'm going to set an incremental value. So let's say that I want it to go 1/2 inch at a time. And currently my minimum would be 3 inches. That is the current size that I've got this drawn at. And then for my maximum, let's say that I'll go up to 6 inches for these. So I basically said the narrowest beam is going to be 3 inches. The widest beam is going to be 6 inches, and I'm going to see 1/2 inch increments in between there. Let's go check it out. I'll close my block editor and save my changes. Select my beam, and now you can see the predefined sizes that are going to lock me on to 1/2 inch increments between 3 inches and 6 inches. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video. Like I said earlier, hopefully you're thinking about how you can apply this to your situation. And I love to hear how people are applying these. So if you have a cool block that you created, give me a comment down below. Let me know what type of block you're actually applying this to. As always, if you found this helpful, give me a like and feel free to subscribe. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time in the next video from Between CAD Classes. Bye-bye.